I accidentally discovered my childhood imaginary friend was actually my twin who died at birth. When I was 7, my parents finally told me to stop talking about Emma. They said imaginary friends were for younger kids and I was too old for such nonsense. But Emma wasn't imaginary to me. She'd been my constant companion since I could remember, minus a girl with my exact face but longer hair who appeared in my room at night. We'd whisper secrets, play silent games, and she'd comfort me when I was sad. Sometimes I'd wake up to find my toys rearranged or drawings I didn't remember making. I stopped mentioning Emma to my parents after that conversation, but she still visited. As I grew older, her appearances became less frequent until she stopped coming altogether when I turned 13. I'd almost forgotten about her until last month. I was helping my mom clean out the attic for a move when I found a small pink box hidden behind old Christmas decorations. Inside was a tiny hospital bracelet, a lock of dark hair, and a birth certificate with my exact birthday minus but a different name. Emma Grace Sullivan. My hands trembled as I carried the box downstairs. "Mom," I called, my voice barely steady. "Who is Emma Grace Sullivan?" The sound of breaking glass filled the kitchen as my mother dropped a dish. She turned, her face drained of color. "Where did you find that?" she whispered. That afternoon I learned I was born a twin. Emma had died shortly after birth due to complications. My parents, devastated and afraid of traumatizing me, decided never to tell me. They buried her in a private ceremony and tried to move on. "But you started talking about her when you were 3, my mom said through tears. "You describe her exactly as she looked in the hospital, the birthmark on her cheek, everything." It terrified us. So when I talked about Emma playing with me, we thought you'd somehow overheard us mention her name, or maybe seen a photo we'd forgotten to put away, my dad explained. The therapist said it was normal for kids to create imaginary friends and we should just let it pass. That night, alone in my childhood bedroom one last time before the move, I whispered her name. "Emma, are you still here?" For hours nothing happened. Then, as I was drifting to sleep, I felt a familiar presence, my jewelry box minus untouched. For years, minus slowly opened, and the ballerina began to twirl its mechanism, long broken in the morning. I found a drawing on my desk that hadn't been there before, minus 2 identical girls holding hands drawn in the same childish style I used at age 7. I didn't show my parents. Some connections don't need scientific explanation or validation. Sometimes the people we lose find ways to stay. I am 30 now with daughters of my own. My youngest often talks about a special friend who visits her at night, minus a girl who looks just like mommy, but with longer hair. I never tell her to stop believing.